Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today on the bench we have a very interesting keywind pocket watch. This watch is made by Emile Bourquin, and from what I can tell the movement is a Lepine V. It's a very high quality movement with 15 jewels and a steel escape wheel. But what makes this watch very interesting to me is the balance wheel. It has a brownish purple see-through material set into the balance rim here. I've never seen a balance wheel like this before, and I have a few ideas why they made it like this. But before we get into that, let's decase the movement and get started on the service. To start, the watch is missing the minute hand. It shouldn't be too hard to find a replacement for that. The dial is in great condition for its age. The underside has some inscriptions scratched into the clear coat. This dial washer has seen better days, so we'll replace that. The hour wheel looks good, as does the intermediate wheel. It looks like there's some moisture damage here. I'll get a better look at that later. This pinion is friction fit and pressed out from the dial side. Here you can get a good look at the balance. Originally I thought this might be a one-of-one show of skill project that somebody did, but I recently found two other examples of this same balance wheel in the same movement, so that leaves two other options. This could be decorative, which I think is the case, or it could be an early attempt at temperature compensation. Either way, it's a beautiful example of horology, and one of the reasons why I love doing this. Even when you think you've seen it all, something like this shows up. The watch is currently working fine. Nothing appears to be broken. I think I'm going to do something a little different with this watch than I normally do. You can see some discoloration on the bridges here. This is from old lubrication and trapped moisture damaging the plating. So what I'm going to do is clean the watch by hand, that way the plating isn't damaged further. And I'm also going to skip oiling the watch. This isn't ever going to be run, so it's better in my opinion to leave it dry for preservation of the plating. There's also some moisture damage on the base plate here. Let's get the balance assembly off now. As is always the case, I'm using a blunted screwdriver to pry the bridges up. You wouldn't want to use a regular screwdriver, as you would be more likely to scratch the plating. That's interesting. Someone's blued the tip of the pallet fork. I wonder if the roller jewel has been replaced with a metal pin. Nope, the roller jewel is still there. I wonder if it had a metal pin and was replaced at some point. That's the only reason I can think of to blue that part of the fork. Let's start on the bridges now. The pivot on this fork is nearly as thin as the balance wheel pivot. The more I look at this watch, the better it gets. You can see the heat treatment here on the fork. Someone wanted to harden the tip of the fork for whatever reason. It's also got some nice shielded palette stones, a very elegant steel escape wheel. On American pocket watches, you usually only see these on high-quality railroad movements, so to see this on a watch from the 1860s is a pleasant surprise. The bridge pin holes here were uncomfortably tight, so I'm going to ream them out a tiny bit. Let's remove the barrel bridge now. I'll remove this plate here to give you a look at the ratchet system. And here is why you always fully disassemble a watch. This is from trapped moisture. You can see all the plating loss and corrosion here. It's really a shame. But that's the watch fully disassembled, so I'll be back once it's cleaned and ready to go. And here is the completed movement. I've wound the mainspring a few clicks just to make sure everything is functional. Once again, as a reminder, I've skipped the lubrication of this movement for the sake of preserving the plating. After it's wound down, it won't be run again, so lubrication isn't ideal. Here's the dial. I'm still waiting on the minute hand. I'm surprised at the condition of this movement given it's likely over 160 years old. It's in really great shape. If you know of any other examples of a balance wheel like this, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.